Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Thanks. My internet speed is
Yes, thank you.
my internet speed is terrible today. ज्ञानस्मिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषण्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाश आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। Hare Krishna. In the interest of connectivity, like for now, I'm keeping my video off. Maybe I can toggle when I'm not using the screen. Then I can turn on the video. That might save some bandwidth. All right, so here we are now. Yesterday, these are the, like, for the past two, like last weekend and yesterday, we discussed all of this basic overview of 64 items, and the first 20 items, Seva Aparad and Nama Aparad. And a very important discussion, I think crucial discussion, I would say central discussion on principle and detail with reference to the values. So now we will look into of like particular devotional principles. Okay. So because we have introduced the principles and details, now we will look into the devotional principles by themselves ahead of 20th limb. Okay. First 20 we have discussed, we will go ahead now. So this is one of the main archana, and you see from 23 to 28, 29, 30 itself is Archana till 31, and then again from 37 to 42. All of these, okay, it would be good if one of the volunteers read all of this. Read out for us. Go on.
Prabhuji,
Can I read?
Okay, Shubham Prabhu, go ahead.
accepting accepting flower gardens,
Wait.
dancing before.
Wait. Also mention the item number.
Okay, Guruji. 23. Accepting flower garlands.
Yes.
24. Dancing before the deity. 25. Bowing down in honor of the deities. 26. Stand up, receive Lord. 27. Following the deities. 28. Going to the temple. 29. Circumambulating the temple. 31. Rendering service to the Lord. 37. Partaking of prasadam. 38. Drinking charnamrit. 39. Smelling incense, flower offered to the deities. 40. Touching the deities. 41. Seeing the deities. 42. Observing Aarti.
See, so all of these, although they're mentioned separately, because sometimes you might be in a position to do them separately, and we do them separately, but they all fall under the bigger category of Archana. See, taking prasadam or partaking prasadam or charnamrita, you might think that when I'm executing Archana, I'm not directly doing that. Yes, but you are, when you are offering bhoga, that is part of Archana. When you are bathing the deities, that is part of Archana. When you are offering incense to the deities, that is part of Archana. And then you're offering and then you are smelling also, but like, you see? So when there is no Archana without touching the deity, how can you bathe, dress, like wake up without touching the deity? So you see, these things, although you can say that they are separate, that somebody may touch the deity. Just say, for example, you go to a temple and there's a Garuda deity. Okay, on the on like in the temple courtyard. not exactly inside the sanctum sanctorum, but you may touch the lotus feet of Garuda deity. So you're touching the deity. Many devotees come and they touch the lotus feet of Prabhupada sitting on the Vyasasana. So they're touching the deity. So the touching is still there. Touching Tulsi is there. So you'll find many of these things. So like dancing before the deity. When you are performing archana, you may think that I'm sitting there. Where's the question of dancing? But like those who are standing outside and dancing, they're taking part. So that's how it is. You see, just like here it's like rendering service to the Lord. Now the what rendering service? That is called paricharya. Paricharya in Sanskrit they call it paricharya. It's just like offering different kinds of service to the Lord, like, oh Krishna, wake up, sleep. Okay, let me extend my hand, let me massage the lotus feet of Krishna. All of these things are considered fanning Krishna. These are all part of paricharya, rendering service to the Lord. There are different kind of things are there. Okay? Stand up to receive the Lord. It's like you must have seen that when like the as soon as the curtain opens, devotees stand up to receive the Lord. Okay, so that's important. That's important. However, sometimes this things looks very like comical. You can see I cannot resist myself when such things come. You will see in many temples, as soon as they at least more or less in Delhi, I've seen this. I haven't seen this thing so much outside, not so much in Mayapur. I haven't seen that. In Delhi, God knows where this culture, like it's like from a particular area might develop a particular kind of culture or lack of it, or whatever. So in Delhi, you will see as soon as the pujari comes out and does this, the pujari blows the conch, he's blowing the conch, and you will see all the devotees become like zombies. Darshan is not open. You have to open the darshan. Raising the hands, it's a mark of surrender when the darshan is open. They are just like, the darshan is gonna open. So these things are there. You'll find those things. So that's the idea. So when the darshan opens, everybody stands up. Why do we stand up? We stand up because the worship that we are doing is kingly worship. Kingly worship. It's like we used to see, just like in courts, बाअदब बामुलाहिजा होशियार खबरदार जिल्ले खिलाई जलवा अफरोज हो रहे हैं, then this everybody stands up by that time. That's the same thing, right? And you will see that there are trumpets blowing, there are bugles blowing. You see, that similarly we are blowing the conch. Blowing the conch signifies the arrival of the Lord. So when the conch is blown, then everybody stands up. Now go in the darshan. That's to stand up to receive the Lord. This is one of those limbs where you can figure out that the way we worship Krishna, that is like worshipping the royalty. You see? Don't think that when Krishna comes, then Nanda and Yashoda stand up. They don't stand up. You see? So because that worship is, that's not worship, that's service. So these are the different, you see these things, okay? Accepting flower, and it's like not just flower, you can ask flower garlands. Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. So, Prabhuji, I have a
Raji.
question. Isn't the singing should be a part of Arshan?
Yeah, that is also there. That will come. That's coming. In the next slides, we will be discussing that. That's coming. Singing. Geetam. That's called Geetam in Sanskrit. Okay. So accepting flower garlands. This is, what do you call that? So it is Pushpam. It is not Pushpanjali. Sorry, this is what you call that, Nirmalyam. 23, that's called Nirmalyam. Okay, it's just like that. That's the Sanskrit. Accepting flower garlands. You'll see many times devotees, they don't understand the relevance of that. Say, for example, there's a garland of like coming from Krishna. No, 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 no. Why? That's prasadam. Nonsense. That's prasadam. That will be immediately should move forward to accept the flower garland and keep it. The many devotees I've seen, they will wear the garland and then immediately they will like take it off. Oh. That garland is just like our protection. It's just like, like we in this tantra, they do this tabiz. That's our tabiz. This garland is just for protection, our spiritual development. Offered to Krishna is just, so should have that garland. Even if at the cost of that, sometimes, like you will see the garlands, if there are rose garlands, so then the rose petal starts falling. And that's one of the reasons devotees don't like to wear that, because it's falling and then it'll come on. That is not your reason not to wear it. It is doing its duty, it's falling, but my duty is to honor it by wearing it. Wear it. So it's always, and then dancing for this is Nritya. Going down in the order of the duties, this is again Abhivadan. Actually, this is Abhivadan. But it is also, it is not pranams, it is Abhivadan. Because the pranams comes as part of the Archana, is another thing that's there. You can say pranam, but it's actually Abhivadan. Then stand up to receive Abhyuthana. Yes. So following the deity, Anuvrajaya. You see, this thing, following the deity means whenever the deities are out, just say for example, in most of our temples in ISKCON, wherever there is a room for parikrama in the temple, you will say every day in the morning, we go to parikrama with Prabhupada. So that's like following Anuvrajaya. And similarly, it's like Rath Yatra, or somebody is going for a Palki Yatra, okay, of the deities. One must start and follow, at least to some distance. You cannot go like to that, kind of, say for example, you're in temple and the devote, okay, this things happens many times in many temples during Kartik. Okay, in Kartik, many times they will take the deities out and they will do a parikrama and they will dance and do kirtan and things like that. Some temples do that, some temples don't do that. So in case that, like in your temple, that's happening, so you follow the deity for some time, that's all. It's not that like the deity is out for half an hour, you have to be half. That's very good if you can be half an hour behind the deity, but at least go some distance. This is the same etiquette. Say, for example, if a guest comes to your house, you must see him off. At least, like accompany him up till the door. So in the same way, do follow the deities to some distance. Okay. Symbolic at least. Then of course, going to the temple, Tirtha Grihe Gati. So that is Tirtha Griha. Temple is also called Tirtha Griha. Okay. Tirtha, so it's like Gati. Going to the temple, and we see this like Ambarish Maharaj used to daily go to the temple. So going to the temple. Then circumambulating. That's why I said, like, it's like some temples they don't have that facility, so you cannot even do that. But if you have a facility, do that. Then, as I said, this is paricharya. That is parikrama. This is paricharya. Okay. Paricharya, I already discussed. Rendering certain services to Krishna. Then prasadam. Okay. So the standard of prasadam. Charnamrita, drinking Charnamrita, many times we discuss that. See, these are all limbs of sadhana bhakti. That means if you can even, you will find this so difficult that like, okay, if I say, you see, paricharya is coming, wait, drinking Charnamrita, such a simple thing. But if you even take a vow, say for example, there's this Kartik coming out, already Chaturmasya is going, and you take a vow that I'll daily drink Charnamrita. That's not an easy vow. That's not an easy vow. You got to reach the temple early in the morning, because after 10 a.m. you don't know whether there will be Charnamrita or not. You see, even the vow of drinking Charnamrita is not easy to perform. Okay, smelling incense and flowers to the Lord. So flowers, as we see when the flowers is offered to Krishna, and that flower comes to us, we smell the flowers. Similarly, the incense that is also smelled, and in some places, some temples, it is like the ash of the incense. You can take the ash of the incense and you can put it on your head. You can put it on your head. That's just fine. It's just fine. It's the same way to honor. Okay. Touching the deity, we discussed that, and seeing the deity. That's very important to go and see the deity. You see, so many people, like, of course, they are not practicing devotees. Even practicing devotees have got their own stories to tell. But these people who are visitors come from outside, and as soon as they, these things, I don't know how much do they see in Pakistan. Kumal Majid, do tell me if you have seen such things happening in your temple, in the center in Pakistan. Daya is not a very frequent visitor, but I think Komal might be knowing. This is something what they do, visitors. So these are the deities right in front of me, all of you. So when I'm visiting the deities, I come and I fold my hands and close my eyes, and then I do this. Okay, like this, all of them. What does that mean? Does that happen in Pakistan also? Komal Maje? Oh yeah. You know what that means? Let me tell you what that means. That means हाथ जोड़ता हूं, कान पकड़ता हूं, नाक रगड़ता हूं, दर्शन नहीं करूंगा. Because you have your eyes closed. And you're outside in the world as we know it. Okay. So it's like we see everything with our eyes wide open. And when you come to the temple to see what is actually to be seen, the reason we have been given our eyes by the Creator. Well, come and close our eyes. That's seeing the Lord. And you can try that. I mean, in that sense, I'm just saying, don't try that. That will be very embarrassing for others. But like, if you want to check the veracity of what I'm saying, you can experiment. You just stand at the gate of the temple, and anybody alike, what you call sadhak devotees and visitors alike. Yeah, Vishaka, I'm coming to you. You can check that. And they're coming outside and you're standing on the gate, you ask them, oh, did you have darshan? They will say yes. What color of clothes were the deities wearing? Hardly anybody can tell you. Even after attending a full arti for half an hour. Because most people don't do any darshan. They simply come there to ensure that the deity is standing at the right place. That's all. That is their solace. When they come, they should find the deities and standing in the same place as they saw it last time. That's it. There's no conception of darshan. And it is not possible to have darshan unless unless and until, I'm telling you from my personal experience. I'm staying in this temple for more than 20 years, around 20 years now. I'm telling you, you cannot have darshan of the deities if you don't dress the deities. Unless and until you have your own deities and you don't dress them, there is no possibility of you can ever having any darshan. The darshan starts after you start dressing the deities. Then suddenly your 2 minutes darshan will turn into 20 minutes of darshan. Not because you have suddenly become a great devotee, but you have learned the art and the science of darshan. Now you know what to see. If you don't dress the deities, you don't have any idea what to see there. But suddenly start noticing deities. Oh, there are so beautiful hairs of Krishna, but I can still see there is an earring. Oh, the shirt of Krishna has got the same embroidery as the skirt of Radharani. Suddenly it will start. And if there is a turban, then you can see, oh, how many turban pieces has been put there. What is the style of the turban? Is it an S-shaped turban? What is like, if there are fans in there, no fans, everything we'll start noticing. Suddenly we'll start noticing. Even how many necklaces has been put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 necklaces. How did it get 5 necklaces? So it's like, so in order to have darshan of the deities, that's why it's like always recommended that everybody must have deities at home, some form of deities. If not deities, then you have got pictures and you daily take care of the pictures. You can still see this. So, all right, Vishakha Mataji, go ahead. Then we will move ahead. Vishakha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Prabhuji, I didn't got the 27th one, following the DT.
Following the deity, yeah, we were talking. Oh, yeah, oh, you also messaged, right? As I said, in many places, in many temples, they have small deities and they bring the deities outside for some sort of festival. So when the deities are going, say for example, in a palanquin, or somebody is carrying them over their head, okay, in some form. So we
As
who are
in
staying,
Jagannath Rath Yatra.
not just including Jagannath Rath Yatra, including Jagannath.
Okay.
Say, for example, the Jagannath Rath Yatra, the Jagannath Rath is, the cart is going. So you follow him for certain distance at least. You don't, if you cannot follow him all the way up till the, like end destination, at least follow him for some distance. It's just like the courtesy. If somebody, a guest comes to your house, you follow him till the door at least. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good,
Mhm.
good. Okay, so now let's, after we have like given a synopsis of this, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, I have a question. A minor
Yes.
one, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, we often heard that the Acharya of Archanam is Prithu Maharaj, but we often quoted Amrish Maharaj in most of the context because he engaged all his senses in the service of Krishna. So, just wanted to
Yes,
understand how
it's
is
a
the
very
difference,
good
Prabhuji?
question. I don't know. Somebody asked the same question to me at least a month ago. Around a month, the same question. Then, how is Prithu Maharaj the like Acharya for for Archana? We don't see much of Prithu Maharaj Archana. So for that, you need to read the chapter where Prithu Maharaj is giving instructions to his subjects. So when he is addressing his subjects, that is when he is instructing them that everybody should worship. So that is the idea, that he is teaching his subjects how to worship. Therefore, he is the Acharya of Archana. Ambarish Maharaj is not considered Acharya of Archana, yes, because Ambarish Maharaj is like a person who followed all the limbs of bhakti. Everybody followed all the limbs of bhakti. But in Ambarish's case, we don't see any limb is standing out. All the acharyas have followed almost all the limbs of bhakti. But in these cases, some of the limbs stood out. Good question. Somebody asked me 1 month ago, same question. Somebody texted me on WhatsApp. Remember. Okay. Okay. Devika Maji, do you think you are in a position to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
You don't have any problem, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, please go ahead.
The worship
Parichaya.
of Krishna, the worship of Krishna should be performed in just the way that a king is worshipped in his palace. So in Vrindavana, there are many hundreds of temples wherein the deity is worshipped exactly like a king.
It's a very important statement from Nectar Devotional Prabhupada. In Vrindavan, there are many hundreds of temples wherein the deities are worshipped exactly like a king. Whereas we find in many places outside Vrindavan, okay, where this is my my Kanaya, this is my Saya, this is my little boy, little my this, my that. And here Prabhupada is saying in Vrindavan are many temples where Krishna is worshipped exactly like a king. Continue, Devika Maji, let's finish this.
In the Naradya Purana, it is stated, if person stays in the Lord's temple even for a few moments, he can surely achieve the transcendental kingdom of God.
Yes, you see, it again says that he can achieve the transcendental kingdom of God. So what are the catches here? There are a couple of catches here. First, can, not will. You will find statements where Prabhupada says he will. And there will be statements where we find he can. Okay. There's a first catch. Okay. So even if, and then he says, surely achieve the transcendental kingdom of God. The question is, when? It is not answered there. Getting my point? So it will take some time. What is that time? And when he will become, that means when he will start serving Krishna. So that's how you need to read, like in between the lines. The devotees must learn how to read in between the lines. Okay? So these are the things. Whenever you read carefully. Good. Thank you. Now let's go to a specific place. And I actually wanted to have an exercise, but I figured it out that the book is not available to everybody. During that day when we were discussing about songs of the Vaishnava Acharya, and I figured out that many of the devotees do not have that book. And without that book, it is very difficult for me to do the exercise. So let's continue without the exercise. I wanted to do that. I posted that exercise also. Remember, there was an exercise about different kinds of prayers. So here is the item Vandanam. Okay, prayer. There are two items, I think item number 36 and 37, which is one is prayer and one is reciting notable prayers. Okay. So two categories. See? Here, 35, 36. 35, 36. This is Vigyapti. This 35 is submission. It is a prayer from the sadhaka in his own words. Okay. This is one item. And stava part, reciting notable prayers from the Shastra or from our previous acharyas. This is another part. They are not same. First, they are not same. Second, both needs to be done. You must recite the prayers given by the previous acharyas or in the Shastra, but you must also pray yourself in your own words. They are two different items of bhakti, two different limbs. I go to the temple and I am at home. Every day I sing Aarti. Oh, very good. And do you pray to Krishna? No, it's like singing the Aarti, following the previous Acharya. That is prayer. Yes and no. That is one part. This is another part. And there are people, then they go to the temple or at home. Oh, we pray to Krishna. We pray to Krishna. Very good. Do you also pray according to the previous acharyas or prayers as given in the Shastra? Oh, that is all Sanskrit and that is this. What is this? Krishna knows what we are praying. Yes, Krishna knows what you are praying. That is not the issue. The issue is you do not know what is the prayer. What to pray. Therefore, one must follow the previous predecessor acharyas in their prayers and at the same time must pray themselves also. The first problem lies this one. This generally lies with, This generally lies with the neophytes, the devotees, struggling devotees. Those who think that they are part of Krishna consciousness now, they face this problem. And those who are visitors, they face this problem. The visitors cannot pray according to the Shastra. That is understood. But what is more pathetic is when we see 4-year, 5-year practicing devotees have stopped praying to Krishna. Because they are after mantras now. They are learning artis, they are learning Gita shlokas, they are doing this thing, that thing. They know when there is Chaturmasya, so then they will recite the Damodara Ashtakam. Now they know that. Okay, now they know. When there is this what do you call that? Purushottam Mass coming, then they know Chaura Adranya Purushashtakam. That they know. But what they do not know, that every day they have to pray also. They don't. I have seen many devotees, they don't. And they don't even miss it. That is the most unfortunate part. I don't even miss it. Both things needs to be done. These are the two categories. Now we will go one by one. In the first category, Vigyapti, submission. This submission means the prayer is a submission. It's like we say now, we submit this request to you. That is called submission. Vigyapti. Okay. Just like Vigyapan. They use the word Vigyapan to mean advertisement. because there was no advertisement in former days. So now they must like manufacture a word in the Hindi for advertisement. They cannot, they find it too insulting to call it advertisement. So they Vigyapan. What does Vigyapan? Nonsense Vigyapan. It's all about prayers. If you say it's Vigyapan, that is actually prayer because it's coming from Japan. Ja means to know. Anyway. So, yeah, because they find Ishtihar Urdu. That's their misfortune. Anyway, so Vigyapti, submission. Let's see what is it. So there can be 3 kinds of prayers. This is part of your CBA also. Okay. And pay attention to these things now. 3 types of prayers. Okay. First kind of prayer is called Sam Prarthana Atmika. See, there are 3 words. Okay. That's 3 words put together. First is Sam. Okay. Second is Prarthana. Third is Atmika. Sam, Prarthana, Atmika. 3 words. Okay. You won't find these Sanskrit. I think it is there. The Lalsama is there. Let me see if the others are also there. Forgot. Let's see. Chapter number 9. Yeah, it's there. Wait. Chapter number 9. Let me share that screen for you. You see here, it's part of submission. Submission. Okay. Whatever the page number it is. And then you find these 3 things. 3 ways. Devotees can offer their submission to Krishna. That means the prayer. The prayer is offered in these 3 ways. First, Sam Prarthanatmika, as Prabhupada is translating that, very feelingly offering prayers. Sam Prarthana Atmika. Atmika means very feelingly. The Atmika word is referring to very feelingly. Prarthana means offering prayers. And the word Sam means completely. Completely. Offering your prayers very feelingly. The second is Dainya. This is one word. Dainya. And this Bodhika. Dainya means humbly. Humble. Dainya means humble. And Bodha. Bodha means with this mentality. Bodhika. Bodha. Bodha means mentality. With a humble mentality. Submitting. The prayer is submitted very humbly. Okay. A prayer can be a mix of all 3, but they can be done separately as well. Okay. One is called Lalsa Mahi. This is a different thing. This is desiring some perfectional stage. This is very different. This is like you are asking Krishna for a specific kind of service. Not the service of like book distribution. So that service is like in Golok Vrindavan, you are asking. That I want to serve you, Krishna, in this capacity. Seva adhikar diye karo nijo dashi. This is a classic example of Lalsamay prayer. Okay. Make me a servant of yours. Where? There. So Lalsamay prayer is generally done here to serve there. Okay. So that's a little different. So these are the three kinds of, see, when Prabhupada is, you see, Prabhupada is discussing this as part of Swarup Siddhi. So Lalsamay prayers is for asking Swarup for Swarup Siddhi or asking the divine service in Golok Vrindavan. It's not that you go to Golok Vrindavan and then ask the service there. Lalsamay Prarthana. The Lalsamay Prarthana is done here and now, for the service to come. When I leave my body and go back to Godhead. Okay. So these are like three kinds of, and then here you will find these paragraphs, every paragraph, there is one prayer, which is an example of one kind of this submission. Okay. Just like this Padma Puran prayer. Okay. This Padma Puran prayer. All right. This prayer is a first kind of prayer. Samprarthanatmika prayer. Okay. Wait. Yes. So this prayer, second prayer, you see, this is a Lalsamay prayer. Narad Pancharatra prayer. This paragraph is a Lalsamay prayer. This is a specimen. Okay. So all kinds of prayers, Rupa Goswami is given a specimen. Written here. Lalsamay prayer. Okay. Daina Avabodhika prayer. This one, Narad Panchatra, another one. Right below the Lalsamay prayer, this paragraph is a specimen of Daina Bodhika prayer. Like this. When will that day come? You see? When will that day come? So this is a Daina Avabodhika prayer. Different kinds of prayers. Okay. But the first paragraph prayer of Padma Puran, this is also Lalsamay prayer. So there are two examples of Lalsamay prayer. One example of Daina Avabodhika and Samprarthanatmika. Okay. Before this finishes. Before this finishes. And here is the statement which I was discussing yesterday. I was referring to. Can anyone read this for me? Just this one sentence. Go ahead.
In other words, one should learn how to cry for the Lord. One should learn this small technique, and he should be very eager and actually cry to become engaged in some particular types of service. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Vaibhavi Maji read that. Wasn't it you who was asking the same question, like why crying is
Yes, Prabhuji, yesterday.
See what is Prabhupada's writing? He's saying one should
Learn how to cry.
learn. So what is there to learn? Eh? Everybody cries. If you stub your toe while walking, you don't need to learn. You cry. Where is the question of learning how to cry? And Prabhupada is not ending it.
Thank
It's
God.
used to say one should learn this small technique. What? Crying also has a technique. Yes, what is that? Eager and cry to become engaged in some particular type of service. Where? There, not here. मेरी सेवा छीन ली, मैं कल से मंदिर नहीं आऊंगा. This happens with many of those devotees who are like coming to the temple for years now. And now they are doing a service, and then something like that happens, and then, oh, I'm not coming to the temple anymore. They have taken away my service. You see? Okay, let's try. I think we tried that somewhere. Anyway. Uh, let me try this, and that might give you an answer. I see there are a couple of hands up. Let's see, hands up there. Whosoever is not having the book can use the Vaishnav Song app. Yeah, if only I could, if only I could safely say yes to that proposition, Shubham Prabhu. I don't even know what kind of Vaishnava songs are there in the applications nowadays. It's just, it's just, it's just like it's just like it's like everyone's boxing ring nowadays. It's like everyone's boxing ring. If only I could have said that. I'm dying to say that, but I can't, because unless and I see personally that one. Which one? Because there are dozens of them, and God knows what they are telling people in the name of Vaishnava songs. It has become now purely become what do you call? It's just business. I know a particular Vaishnava songbook. I won't name that, because if I name that, then, or maybe I should name that. There's a book called Vaishnava Padavali, quite popular in India, at least in North India. Like available in ISKCON centers. This thick book, 400 plus pages. It is thanks to that book. People don't know this book of Prabhupada, Songs of the Vaishnavacharya, which is a BBT book. So BBT book. That BBT book have been like sidestepped by this book by a private publication. Why? Because people think, oh, I get so many songs, maybe 100 songs or 200 songs. And what they don't know is that book is not, whereas this other book, which looks thinner and have a spiral binding, is written by Prabhupada, approved by Prabhupada, has got the purpose of Prabhupada. But that 200, 400 page thick book do not have Prabhupada purpose. So if I am doing a work based on, say, for example, Vaibhavi Mataji has already worked on some. Yeah, this one. This is the original one. Is the Hindi or is the English?
Hindi, Prabhuji,
Sure.
Hindi.
This is also not the original one. You won't find any purports here. It is a lookalike. It is the lookalike of the BBT. Because if you open that, you won't find the stamp, the label, the logo of BBT in here. Yeah. It says ISKCON, but does it say BBT?
Yes, it is there actually.
Huh?
It is there. It is there. BBT.
BBT?
Yeah, yeah.
Previously, it's not used to, it used to only say Krishna Balaram Mandir. So they have improved upon that thing now, but it is still not the same book. Yeah. I can see that. Maybe I can spotlight it so that everybody can see. Where is the BBT logo? I don't see any BBT logo.
It is written here that
Yeah.
Bhakti Vedant Book Trust.
It's nonsense. You open any Prabhupada book and you will find the BBT logo in the first page. Any Prabhupada book. BBT, that is the telltale sign of BBT, that BBT will publish the first page. It will have the logo of BBT. Not even ISKCON. It will have the logo of BBT. You see?
I have NOI, Prabhuji, in
Like
my hand, so
this.
it is there. Yes.
Yeah. See, this book is not written by Prabhupada. This is by Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. But since it has been published by BBT, any book that is being published by BBT will carry the logo of BBT in the front and in the back. So now you know what's going on. Okay. So now you know what's going on. Need I say more? That's why I said, like, if I cannot even trust the printed material, how can I trust that app without seeing that? Have to see that app. I cannot recommend. Everybody is using something or something other, but like it's just like Vaibhavi Maji was showing that book. So such a yeah, let me spotlight her. Wait. Yeah, this one you see, and you won't find, you can open and it has got at least 200 songs. The difference
Yes,
is,
Prabhu.
okay, you open the first page of the prayers, that the prayer starts. Very first page where the prayer starts.
Starts from Mangalacharan, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's, what does it say? What does
Shri
it
Guru
say?
Pranam.
Yeah, before before that, what
Mangalacharan.
does it says Mangalacharan, right? And you see what the BBT says. You see what Prabhupada says? We showed you that the other day, but I can show that again so that you can find the difference. Like some people, they start writing books even without knowing what they're writing. This like in 1975, Prabhupada says standard prayers. This book says Mangalacharan. This is where Prabhupada says this is Mangalacharan. And there he came up, he manufactured something Guru Gaura Parshad, something nonsense. So that's why, like, there are many things you have to contend with, and you need to know. That's why I said it's like in spiritual life, means knowing who is who and what is what. All right, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, and then we will move ahead.
Prabhuji, I have a question. So these prayers aren't contradictory with what we hear from our shastras. Like Prahlad Maharaj never prayed that he want to go back home, back to God, that he want to stay back here. And the prayers of Kunti Maharani as well. She wants more and more dukh so that she can remember Krishna. And even our six
Yes.
Goswamis, they never ask that they want to go back home, back to Golok Vrindavan and all. So
Yes,
how
Chaitanya
we can
Mahaprabhu also
understand
didn't.
this?
Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't.
Yes, Prabhuji. So
Yes.
how can we then?
Yes, this is because the prayers are for sadhaka. Simple. These prayers are for the sadhaka, not the siddhas. The siddhas pray differently. So the sadhaka should not endeavor to eat the diet of the siddha. That's a very good question, actually. That is for that we need discrimination. It's like I repeated that just a moment ago, knowing who is who and what is what. That's a siddha, and that prayer is the diet of the siddha, not the diet of the sadhaka. So that part which the sadhaka can digest, that is what I say. It's like, you see, Shakespeare, he wrote once, I forget the play. Do as I say, don't do what I do. You see? So, we at one stage we understand yad yad achariti sheshtas tattat eva itaro jana. That is one stage. But at another stage, it is tejyasam na doshaya. Vanni sarva bhujo yatha. 10th canto. It says tejyasam, those who have got power. Okay. Na doshaya. They don't they do not incur sin. They have no defect because of the teja. And then the immediate example is Vanhi, Sarva Bhujo Yatha. Vanhi means fire. Sarva Bhujo, it can eat everything. Anything you put into the fire, it can eat. So there's talking about that kind of tej. So the Siddha, he can pray like that and get away with it. As the sadhaka should not pray like that. There is in fact, I heard such as this kind of pastime. Same. Just like you said the same thing. You exactly quoted Kunti Maharani. And there was this particular temple or center. I do not know because somebody told me that. So I do not know whether it's right or wrong. But I'm just telling you the essence. In this one particular temple, they started praying this. Vipatate Santu Tatra Tatra Jagadguru. So they started praying that in the morning. And within a few months, their temple was having severe problems. Devotees were having severe problems. And then that came out somehow in the conversation, something that why we are having problems in the discuss. And then once somebody said that we all like we pray this. So that senior devotee, whoever he immediately asked him to stop. This is not the prayer for you. That prayer is not for you. That prayer is the idol for our inspiration, not for practice. Everything is not for practice. So that's a very good question, a very fine question, I would say, refined question. Thank you. We must pray according to our capacity because the prayer has to be sincere. So if in the hearts of hearts, I do not want that and externally I am praying like that. So what is the use of that kind of prayer? That's like, it's like as Krishna says that, Mithyachari Uchyate in 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Krishna Priya Mataji. And then we must move ahead. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Not Namaji. A lot of ground to cover.
Prabhuji, this is with respect to examples of Danya Bodhika. It is
Yes.
first is in the Padma Puran, there is some Prarthamadika, and second is in the Padma Puran, there is statement about submission in humbleness. So this is Danya Bodhika.
Yes.
Right?
Danya Bodhika.
And
Yes.
after this, in the Narad Pancharatra, this is third,
Lalsamai.
Lalsamai Vigyapti. Then this Lolyam Lalsamai, is it another form? It is one of the
Another, yeah, second, there are 2 examples of Lalsamai prayers there. There are 2 examples of Lalsamai, yeah. He has given, Prabhupada has given like 4 or 5 paragraphs. So there are 2 examples of Lalsamai prayers. And then the last paragraph is telling how how to do that Lalsamai Prarthana.
It
That
is not
Lalsamai
lalsamay, it is
Prarthana,
lolyam lalsamay. So
that is
there is greediness.
Lolyam. Lolyam is what I am looking for as a sadhaka, because lolyam, see, this is what you are asking is the closed book question. There are definitions for lolyam and then definitions for lalsamai. So when you are giving the definition of lalsamai, you see what is written here in the PPT. You see the PPT? This is the same thing you're finding there at the beginning, where this like 1, 2, and 3. That is the definition of lalsamai. Lolyam is a little different. Lolyam is like the greed.
Greediness.
Yeah, that's the greed. Lolyam is the greed. Lolyam is what the sadhaka is asking as a currency for entering into Raganuga Bhakti. Without Lolyam, you can do all of these 3 prayers. Okay? And it will lead you to Vidhi Bhakti down to Prema. But when you ask for Lolyam, then these prayers will take you towards Raga and Krishna. Tatra Lolyam api ekalam mulyam. This is again from this very same Bhakti Rasamrita says, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitar Mati. So this International Society for Krishna Consciousness is based on the term Krishna consciousness. So the Krishna consciousness term, the Sanskrit of the Krishna consciousness is not Krishna Bhavnamrita. The Sanskrit of Krishna consciousness is coming from this verse. Krishna Bhakti Ras Bhavita Mati. This is the first line of this verse, is the translation of Krishna consciousness, from which Prabhupada coined the name International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It is not International Society for Krishna. We are not a society for Krishna. We are a society for Krishna's consciousness. Wherever Krishna consciousness is there Krishna is. So this is the line, Krishna Bhakti Ras Bhavita Mati. Krishna Bhakti Ras. So this is the Krishna consciousness, English translation. Kriyatam yati kutopi labhyate. If you can purchase it from anywhere, purchase it. We understand it's not to be purchased, but if you can, that's the idea. Okay. So that in that way, he's saying that do whatever it takes to get it. Because what is the for Krishna consciousness? If you can buy Krishna consciousness, buy it anywhere. Because why? Because what is the mulya? What is the price? Tatra lolyam api ekalam mulyam. That greed is the only currency to buy Krishna consciousness. Koti janma sukriti na labhyate. Even if you have got sukriti, agyat sukriti for millions of lifetimes, you still cannot buy it. That's why we are saying that the sukriti can bring you to bhakti, which is this vidhi bhakti. But you must develop that greed in order to qualify for raga bhakti. Okay. I must move ahead. Okay, thank you. Shubham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Roji. Sorry, I missed the part where we were saying ki, which prayers we should not offer. Like there were some, you gave some example. I missed that part.
That's things like this Kunti prayer. Vipatadante santo tattva tattva jagat guru bhav darshana apna darshanam. I'm forgetting the words. So this idea that may this calamities come again and again, because it is due to these calamities we can see you. These kind of prayers, these are the prayers of the Siddhas. This can be our answer. These are our inspiration. This is not kind of our sadhana, just like Ashliyasya va papadaratam pinashtuma adarshanaad marmahatam karotuva. You cannot digest that kind of prayer. That is, when we are chanting that chanting is like is our inspiration, that we must know what is the highest aspiration. But we, as a sadhaka, we pray those prayers, we chant those prayers which are in accordance to our present condition of spiritual advancement. Present condition doesn't mean, oh, I do not have a job now. Okay. I have seen, because unless and until you complete these sentences are taken out of context. I've seen many times preachers say that you should pray according to your condition. The sentence must be completed by saying condition of devotional service. Otherwise, the condition is, oh, किसी के पास नौकरी नहीं है, किसी के पास छोकरी नहीं है. So hence not the condition we are talking about. Okay. All right. Let's move now. Must move ahead. Now, same thing. Lolyam lalsamai. You see. So that's the idea. This is called lolyam. Okay. Years of price for the highest perfection. So the lolyam, what you ask, what is lolyam? Greed for this particular kind of bhakti. Okay? Greed. Excessive eagerness. You see, this is the exact answer. The textbook answer for your CBA. The whole thing. Okay. Whatever I'm underlining up till this. This is the complete answer. Excessive greed, eagerness to meet and serve the Lord in a particular way. You see? So this prayer is for Golok Vrindavan. It is not for your local temple. Okay? Meet the Lord and if that is the case, then Prabhupada would write, serve the deities. Okay? There Prabhupada will write, serve the deities. That's why in most cases Prabhupada writes, serve the deities. In very few cases Prabhupada writes, serve the Lord. Make the distinction. All right. Are not fighting with me over this. Why, Prabhuji? Krishna is deity and deity is Krishna, and then this thing. Thank God you are not fighting with me over that. Dayamaji.
Prabhuji, in my mind, it is going like a whatever prayer we are doing for Golok Vrindavan. Then what kind of prayer is it when we say I want to serve good to my like Gopal? That type of prayer come in what category?
These prayers, all these three. These are the prayers. But it is to your Gopal that you are praying this thing. The Lal Sahib, my prayer is done for Golok, but done in front of the Gopal na Baba.
Okay.
Cutting. I'm not going right under the clear sky and asking. It's to Gopal you are asking. Okay. Good. Now comes, so this is the expecting Tat Kripekshanam. This is 44. But wait, before the 44, let's go to the book so that we can see the 36th, which was the Stuti and Stotra. Okay. Let us go to the Stuti and Stotra, and then we will come here. The Stuti and Stotra part needs to be addressed. Wait. Sankirtan, dancing. There you go. I think it's chapter number 10. Wait. Where do I find that? Where is reciting notable prayers? This is already expecting. Reciting.
After submission.
Oh yeah. Yes. See. Thank you. See, this is the next one. Reciting notable prayers. First, the whole Bhagavad Gita contains many authorized prayers. It's a prayer book. Many sections of Bhagavad Gita are all prayers. See where Arjuna is praying. That's simply a prayer. Arjuna is praying directly. So, you see, just like Gautamiya Tantra, the whole book is called prayers. The whole book is a book of prayers. Bhagavatam, there are more than 90 prayers. There's this devotee who compiled prayers of Bhagavatam. More than 90 prayers in Bhagavatam. Different by different devotees. So devotee should select some of these prayers for his recitation. Some of the prayers should be selected for recitation. Everybody can select their own. Okay. So that's the idea. Select some prayer and start reciting them. You see, it says, now he's not saying the Lord, deity of the Lord. Okay. Begins to chant different prayers. One must learn now, memorize a few prayers, your own prayers. Okay. Okay, now we come to Tat Kripekshanam, expecting the Lord's mercy. Okay. I think this is the time when we need to read this portion. Okay. Just read this portion and yeah, just read this portion. Expecting the Lord's mercy, all of you. Okay. Take 5 minutes, read this portion, and then we can have a discussion on that. Take your 5 minutes. All right. Who needs more time? And raise your hands. Who needs more time? Okay, there needs more time. Okay, fine. Take another couple of minutes. And I would rather also ask you to highlight certain portions which you feel are important while you are reading, okay, or after reading. You can go back to the text and highlight maybe whatever specific portion you find um, relevant for you. Okay? All right. Anyone needing more time yet? Please raise your hand in case anyone needing more time. Should I stop the sharing? Do you think should I stop the sharing so that I can see everyone? That's all.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so let's move ahead with this now. What do you find in volunteers? Yeah, like I need volunteers. Okay, Krishna Priya Mataji. What do you find, like, what would you like to highlight in this?
Pranam Prabhuji.
Mamaji.
In the first paragraph itself, it is mentioned that in the 10th canto, 14th chapter and verse 8, my dear Lord, any person who is constantly awaiting your causeless mercy. So any sadhaka who is waiting for, like, when will God bestow his mercy upon me? At the same time, he is suffering his all the prarabdha karmas.
Yes,
so that
yes.
is main important thing here. If any person who is in the sadhaka stage, he can't expect himself to be relieved from these prarabdh or aprarabdh. Aprarabdh will be there, but if he is already facing some problems, so he has to face it anyhow, and at the same time, in his heart, he should be uh, paying his respectful obeisances to Lord. It should not be like I am facing this thing and I should not pray, bend before, bow before God. So that is there.
What you were saying is there in the second paragraph.
No, it is first paragraph, Prabhuji.
Yeah, but what you are saying, the experience, what you are talking about, is in the second paragraph. You are only speaking your experience, but that experience has been acknowledged by Prabhupada in the second paragraph.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So-
saying. So your experience is not unauthorized. Your experience have been stamped by Prabhupada himself. He's saying, should not expect immediate relief.
Yeah.
No conditioned soul is free from such reactionary experiences.
And it's also saying that your respectful obeisances from the core of himself, he's surely become liberated, for he has become the rightful claim. So in this way, he's claiming his he's the right what say he's the right candidate for mercy.
Exactly. He's the right candidate for mercy, and it has become his rightful claim. You will read that kind of prayers when you will read Ishopanishad. Om Krato Smara Kratam Smara Kato Smara Kratam Smara. Twice it says, oh Krishna, do not forget what I have done for you. Do not forget what I have done for you. So because it has become his rightful claim, such is the standard of the devotee. So it is like that. It has become rightful claim. Dai Bhak. The Sanskrit here used is Dai Bhak. You see, because Daya means Daya means a loan. You see, here there's a loan. To repay the loan. So that's here. Dai Bhak. Lawful inheritor of the father's property. So you become lawful inheritor. It means you have got a claim. You see, he earns his claim. Earns his claim. So it's like that. So thank you very much for highlighting that, Krishna Priya Mataji. I think you, I don't know what others will contribute. Let's see. Vaibhavi Mataji. No, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu. He raised hands with Krishna Priya. Yes.
So Prabhuji, there is another in the second paragraph. As soon as one becomes perfect in Krishna conscious activities, he is not going to take birth again in this material world. So this is
So,
what.
what did you point it towards?
So the perfection is required.
Perfect. Perfect means? Perfect means? Siddha. Yes. You see, now Prabhupada is not using the term pure devotional service. Now he is using the word perfection. Pure devotional service, perfect devotional service. All perfect devotional service is part of pure devotional service. But all pure devotional service might not have reached perfection. All siddhas are devotees, but all devotees are not siddhas. That's what it is, you see. And these are the, you see the reading in between the lines when you are reading, you see. When he's calling everyone, and then when he's called devotees, then he says deities, and where he says the Krishna himself, where he says, things like this, pure devotion, and then he says perfect devotion. So these are the finer prints. As part of the Bhakti Shastri students, you must be able to track them while you are reading Prabhupada's books. Because these terms have not been used loosely. These are used to indicate a particular aspect of devotional service. You see, personality of Godhead and supreme personality of Godhead. Personality of Godhead means right from Paramatma to all forms of Vishnu. And supreme, because there are a personality of Godhead, that is why there is a supreme personality of Godhead. So all of this, good, very good. Okay, other thoughts? Vaibhavi Maji, then followed by Shubham Prabhu. Vaibhavi
Hare Krishna,
Maji,
Prabhuji.
what, Hare Krishna, what would you like to highlight?
In the second paragraph, it is also mentioned that one begins Krishna conscious activities because such activities do not produce reactions. If one has started Krishna conscious activities, so he does not need to worry about his past karmas or something. He should continue suffering them and continue doing his activities because he has automatically put the pause on his future karmas, and he just have to suffer the previous karma.
You are
So by
saying,
doing his
yes, what you are saying will drive away so many of these people from ISKCON. ISKCON will be leaner, as we say that, you see, they talk about in US Army, leaner, meaner, and thinner. So, but that's the fact. We are bulky because of that. So, thank you. That's a very pointed aspect, very pointed aspect. Do not produce reactions. So what you simply need to do is to just suffer whatever you have done in the past. Nothing new is coming. But if you tell that to people, nobody's going to come back again. But that's the reality. So that's why within the paragraphs, Prabhupada is telling. You see, it doesn't start it like that. Within the paragraphs, he is placing, this is what it is. That's called feedback sandwich. Right. Shivam Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in the first paragraph only, it is written respectfully, obeisance is from the core of the heart. It should be genuine. It should not, you should not fake it. It should be genuine. So
Because this is the challenge. If I'm suffering and I know this is God, and if I'm blaming him for the suffering, then how can I be respectful from the core of my heart? You see, because if I am finding him responsible, so that is the challenge. So that means in order to do that, you will have to take complete responsibility of your actions and the reactions which is coming now. That's not an easy thing. That requires practice. You see, or because we are practiced differently. We are practiced like at least in India, thanks to Bollywood. Okay, blame it all on God. तो भगवान नहीं, पत्थर की मूर्ति है. And then by that dialogue, the like picture becomes super hit. Amitabh Bachchan will come and then start yelling at Lord Shiva or Sherawali. तो भगवान नहीं, तू पत्थर की मूर्ति है, and everybody is awestruck. Come on, man, use your brain. अगर तू भगवान नहीं, पत्थर की मूर्ति है, तो तू क्यों चिल्ला रहा है पत्थर के सामने? If it is what he says it is, why am I shouting it? I'm like, what? What are you smoking? You see? So it's like that. So that's why that impression is there in our DNA. So offering a sincere respect from the core of my heart and that obeisances, and I don't blame Krishna for anything. It's easier said than done. So it requires practice. Thank you. Thank you, Shivam Prabhu. Small but very significant aspect. Jyoti Maji, what would you like to add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
What have you brought to the table?
Yes. Prabhuji, here it is mentioned like any person who is constantly awaiting the past misdeeds and obeisances, these three words. So I was wondering, like there are two types of people, like one who knows, like from one who will be born in Krishna conscious family or knows about Krishna from birth. they will be constantly awaiting and obviously suffering, and they will be paying their respectful obeisance to Krishna. But people who don't know about Krishna, or like in their family from birth they might be following any other Shiva or Durga, whosoever, they will have their faith on him, and they will have the same sincerity and the same mentality. So gradually they will be, the Krishna will reveal it to them.
Krishna can reveal through various forms. But you see, this is devotional service. Now, this entire thing, Tat Kripekshanam, is a limb of bhakti. So I can use the limb of bhakti outside for anyone else. But then it doesn't remain bhakti, because the definition of bhakti is what? Anukula is a Krishna Anushilan. If I remove the Krishna outside, everything ends. The template remains the same, and I replace the Krishna with Shiva, it doesn't remain bhakti. So you can treat any of the demigods in the same way, but it is not going to produce the result of bhakti, because the main ingredient is missing. Let's see. I have got a grenade. Yeah, I have got a grenade, and the grenade has got a spark plug pen. Okay, the grenade looks like a fragmentation grenade. It has got the fragments, all of that. But guess what? It doesn't have gunpowder inside. So I can pull the plug out. I can throw it like that. I can wait for 3 seconds before I throw it. So there won't be any explosion. That's the point.
Yeah.
You see?
I was just wondering this point. This point was going on my mind, because many people
based on Krishna. If I remove Krishna out of the equation, because the Sanskrit word for this, expecting the Lord mercy, is Tat Kripa Ikshanam. Kripa means mercy. Ikshanam means waiting. I'm looking for that. Ikshanam means like Iksha is for eyes. So I'm looking forward to that. Tat. And the word Tat refers to Vishnu. The word Tat is not used for anyone else. Just like we have heard this, must have heard this common Upanishadic term, Tattvamasi. So that Tat is Vishnu. That's why. To do something, I don't know what it's going to do, but it will do something, not bhakti.
Yeah. Maybe they'll come to Krishna conscious at some stage of life.
Whatever. But see, not everybody is going to come to Krishna consciousness. But
Yeah.
they can still have their own path of salvation, which is like Brahma. Not everybody will come to Krishna, but most of them will come to Brahma. Some of them will go to Paramatma, and then still lesser will be for Vishnu, the Narayan incarnations. Krishna is a very rare commodity. Very rare commodity. Yeah. Okay, because as we discussed that, this is what we're discussing now, the previous one. Laulyam api eklam mulya. The price is greed.
And just one more point, I was just wondering on. Can I just tell that?
Please, I'll try my best.
All this is so nice, like all these words like greed and excessive love for Krishna and everything, like all this, if we are using it if these qualities are there in the material world in anybody, this will become anarthas. But the same quality, if we are using it for Krishna, it is becoming like a blessing.
Yes, that's what it is. These are not what do you call this? They all of them carry negative connotations. All these words carry negative connotations. Only when we use it the because they carry negative connotations because they are not meant for that thing. They're meant for Krishna. If you are using something, say for example, your shalwar kameez, if I start wearing that, everybody's gonna laugh.
Yeah.
The same thing. It is meant for you, not for me. So when you are using these things for the people of the world, it's meant for Krishna. So that's what we are gonna get.
I find it very fascinating.
Yeah, it's just that's how it is. That's how it is. Shubham Prabhu, did you again raise your hands?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have a question. It is written here, a devotee who is not perfectly freed from the resultant of his actions, therefore
Yes.
should continue to act in Krishna consciousness. So how would one know
Yes.
that he is free from all his reactions?
Yeah, he will know that. He actually, the fact of the matter is, most of those devotees don't get to know that. You know why? They don't care anymore. That's how it happens. You don't know. You don't get to know. Mostly you don't get to know. Sometimes you get a glimpse. And then again, like when you're continuing, you just, okay, fine. Go ahead. It's like that. You will know, at the same time you won't know. Because knowing that I have got free from all material reactions will become an obstacle to your path of bhakti. Therefore, that knowledge takes the back seat. And that is what is called now divine ignorance. Prabhupada's God Brother Sridhar Maharaj used to explain it like that, divine ignorance. This is divine ignorance. And that is called technically in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the stage of Jnana Shunya Bhakti. Chaitanya Charitamrita, the term Jnana Shunya Bhakti is used. It's a very high stage.
So is it like
Same
that?
thing as we discussed one day, the psychiatry, unconscious competence. Did we discuss it here? Conscious competence, unconscious competence? Yeah, it says unconscious competence. Sometimes.
So is it
Okay.
like that the devotee is not feeling any three kinds of the that Adi Bhautik, Adi Deving, and Adi Atmik?
Everything is fading. But that is not an obstacle to him anymore on his path of Krishna, between him and Krishna. The three modes of material nature cannot convince him anymore that Krishna is not helping. You see, that's what it is. And that is the kind of utopia people have about siddhas. Oh, he's a siddha. He can't do anything. No. Siddha is when he is in the material world, he is governed by the laws of the material world. But the laws of the material world cannot subdue his Krishna consciousness. That is the point. What material? When Krishna comes to the material world, he also goes by the book. Krishna was shot at by Bhishma. Krishna was bleeding. It was not that he's Sachidananda, the five rasas should come out of his body. Not like that. Getting my point. So same thing. That's how people think about Prabhupada. Oh, when Prabhupada was there in Delhi and in Chandni Chowk, many of you must be knowing this pastime. Prabhupada was there in Chandni Chowk and this bull hit Prabhupada. And Prabhupada fell down. So now the question is, when Prabhupada was hit by the bull, was he feeling the pain? Or he was only, for us, he was showing that he's feeling the pain. Actually, there was no pain. You see, that's how we try to describe a spiritual personality, because we have a material conception of spirituality. We think if the material world is like this, so the spiritual world must be like this. Material world, spiritual world is not the opposite of material world. Because the opposite of material world is also material. My point. Opposite of anything is the same, the other side of the same coin, no? The opposite of material world is not spiritual world. Spiritual world is different from material world, not opposite. That's why the Bhagavad Gita says that Urdham Ulam Adho Shaka Ashwatham Prarumadhyam Chandam Syasya Parnani Yastam Veda Sa Vedavid. He understands. Because it is not inverted. It is also perverted. The example is given that when there is a banyan tree at the side of a river, and you see the reflection of that banyan tree, it is not just inverted, it is perverted. That means it is different. It is not opposite, it is perverted. So that is not how we equate. That's why when we are discussing, the opposite of attachment is not detachment. The opposite of attachment is aversion. Both are material. That's why we are not practicing vairagya in that sense. You see, because that vairagya is actually virakti. We are practicing vairagya in the real sense, vairagya, special rag for Krishna. Whereas when they use the term vairagya, they mean virakti. Okay. That's how things work. Good. So that was so nice that we discussed that like here and gleaned from that purport. As we discussed, sorry. This is the verse. Tatyanukampa susmikshmana vunjam evatmakatpadmapakam hridvag babubhir vidham namaste. Jiveta yo mukti pade sadai bhav. There's also a pastime, but anyway, no time for pastimes now. Okay, need a volunteer to read this for us. Translation for the verse.
May I, Prabhuji?
Okay, Vishaka.
Yeah. My any person constantly awaiting your causeless mercy to be bestowed upon him and deeds, offering you respectful obeisances from the core of his heart, is certainly eligible to become liberated, for it has become his right.
See, rightful claim. And what is Prabhupada saying about that? Prabhupada is saying this should be the guiding light. See, guide for all devotees. This statement is the guide for all devotees. This verse is the guide for all the devotees. So, now let's finish with Dhyanam. Okay. Okay, what is this? He should simply think, you see. That is his only solace, Prabhupada is saying. That is his only solace. That Krishna, he is like only solace. Then this is the practice. This part is the practice. There you go. This part is the practice. And after practice, this part is the perfection. Remember, okay. Focus on the first one and the later one will come. This is the means, this is the end. Right? Very good. Wait, I'm removing the screen so that I don't have to like rub so many things all over again and again. Okay, so now let's have this other one. We will do some reading again. This one is going to be really interesting. I bet you this is going to be really interesting. Go to this part. Page numbers may be different. Okay. The part is, let me show the part to you in the screen, on the screen, what you need to read, because you have got different page numbers now. This one. Right. Here, you read from this paragraph. Meditation. Okay. Leave the first paragraph. Leave the second paragraph. Come to the third, fourth paragraph. And you will find this, the second sentence. Brahma Vaivarta Puran. Found it? Did all of you found that? Find this in your page. Chapter number 10. Last two pages, I believe. Should be the last two pages of this chapter. Chapter number 10. Okay. Somebody, I think, sent a page number 103. Yeah, there's a new book, old book. It's the new book is 103, right? Okay. So from here, you read the story. Okay. And the story will finish. Here. Yeah, this paragraph. The Brahmana was fortunate to enter in Vaikuntha, you know. That much is enough. You don't need to, oh, but okay, last two lines. Okay. Just read this. You have got 10 minutes to read. Okay. I think we need to go over time because we have to like cover that then, the discussion. Read the story. I hope you have got the books, because without the books, then it will be very difficult for me to continuously, turn the pages here and on the screen. It's gonna be difficult. Still, I am trying whatever I can. Give you as much space as possible. We've got 10 minutes to that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, from there is a story in the
Yes.
Brahma Vaivat Puran to be
Yeah.
that Brahma was then fortunate enough
Till the
to
end.
equal the sun.
End of the chapter. End of the chapter. The end of the chapter. All right. Who needs more time? Anyone needing more time to read? So let's have it then. Volunteers, go ahead. What did you find here? Okay. Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu. It's always
So,
anyway, whoever volunteers. Like, what do I
I
care?
don't mind, Prabhuji, if anyone else want to volunteer first.
No, but I see the same faces every time who is volunteering, so I don't mind. I'm not one of those who's gonna push people to volunteer. Those who want to volunteer, they will volunteer, they will rule the roast. That's okay. Those who want to come and volunteer, they will volunteer. Those who just want to stay mum and just be the, like, okay, you guys, those who are volunteering might be accused of being the showstopper. That's a different thing. But there's other people who deliberately like to keep quiet. Okay, fine. I'm not going to push them. Go ahead.
So, Prabhuji, here it's been explained that Lord Krishna accepts services through meditation or through mind as well. Likewise, in the previous class, you said that the Mansik Aparadh won't count, but yes, the Mansik Seva counts. So, this is the
Yes.
current substance.
Perfect. That's perfect. That's like I would say, you've practically summarized the whole thing. Okay, some other details. Vaibhavi Mataji would like to add to some details.
Prabhuji, in the second page, it is written that he would daily execute similar performances as his routine. So, what attracts Lord is that one is consistent in doing his practices, and that attracts Krishna more. And that was the reason why
Right on the
he
nail.
entered.
Right on the nail. It was not a mental concoction. It was a mental practice.
He deliberately did everything daily.
Yes. So that is the key. Look, wait. This is okay. Or no, better yet, we can use the internet. This is what we are going to discuss here. Something which is generally not understood, not discussed, and hence, wait. Yeah, here. Good. That was what I was looking for. And let's go back to the share screen and let us share that. Okay. Here I find Krishna, right? Okay. This is Krishna. Then, okay. Let's have Krishna. All right. Again, Krishna. Let's have this final one. Classic picture painted during Prabhupada's times. Krishna. Okay. So, question goes to all of you. I believe you all can see the screen, and do see the screen, otherwise you will miss something very crucial. You see this face of Krishna? You see Krishna's, wait. Yeah. You see Krishna's face?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Krishna's face, right? It's just trying to be fast. It's not Krishna's face. And then again, the big one. You have Krishna's face. So my question I'm trying to get to is this. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Which one is the original Krishna? How does Krishna actually looks like? Does he looks like this one, that one, and this one? Choice is yours. Okay, I see it. A couple of hands up. Go ahead. Bye, Baby Mataji.
Krishna
Yeah, I'm putting that back on the
looks
screen.
like all to me. Well, I can see
Huh?
Krishna in all the pictures, but the major one was, I think, the book one.
Oh, Krishna looks like this.
The book
This
cover.
one.
Yes,
The
with
book
Radha
cover.
Ravi, the young one.
This one.
Yes,
This one.
yes.
So Krishna looks like this. So this is not Krishna how Krishna looks like. This is not how Krishna looks like.
No,
This is
he
not
looks
how Krishna looks like. Right? No?
he looks like all.
Oh, he says the second one. Which one? This one? Vishaka Mataji, second one is this one? Or this one? Which one?
Second one. No, no.
This one? This one?
Yes, this one. Yes.
Oh, it looks like this one. So now, Vaibhavi Mataji, you have got a contender. She says looks like this.
Yeah.
Anybody? First one. Oh, Jyoti Maji says this one.
Yes, I'm with first
Shabash.
one, Prabhuji. Yes, this one. I'm with Jyoti
Okay, you
Mataji.
also with this one. Any contender for this one? Any
He
contender
looks
for this
elder.
one? Huh? So then, so now you can fight over what is Krishna, who's Krishna. Maybe none of them. Devika says, "May I'm not sure." Yeah, maybe none of them.
Or maybe
How
all
do
of
you
them.
know? Maybe all of them. You don't have any picture of Krishna, right? We don't have a Polaroid of picture, right? We don't have a Polaroid of Krishna. So which one is Krishna? Why did I bring that question? What were we discussing originally? We were
Meditation.
discussing this one. Yes. So the point that wait, now I have to again bring back my, because I seriously compromised my screen just to make it readable for everyone. I am not able to use it. Wait. Yes. Oh God. Let's go there. Where are we? Here. Okay. Let's change the screen and come to this. Can you see that this sentence which I've highlighted, which Vaibhavi Mataji already said? Continue to
Yes.
do so for many years. Execute similar performance is routine. This is the connection. This is the connection. Is your Krishna. For Vaibhavi Mataji, this is her Krishna. For Jyoti Mataji, this is her Krishna. Okay. For Vishakha, this is her Krishna. So when this is your Krishna, this is the Krishna you need to meditate as your routine for many, many years. That is called sadhana. Krishna, meditating on Krishna is not a slideshow. For first 3 seconds, I'm meditating on then Krishna. Wow. Then after Krishna, another Krishna. Wow. Then I go to yet another. Wow. Then go to Krishna. And I say, oh, wow. It's not for wow. It's a wow. It's not W-O-W. It's V-O-W. You have to practice this Krishna for the rest of your life. If you want this Krishna, this one, what do you call it? Where yeah. If you want this Krishna to receive you there back at back home, this is the Krishna you have to practice for the whole lifetime. Whoever have his Krishna. And that is the essence of meditation. What you see when you open your eyes is the one you see when you close your eyes. And that is the practice. And that's why if you have a Gopal deity at home, it's not that you have got a Laddu Gopal deity at home, which you feed, and when you close your eyes, you see this Krishna. When you are serving Krishna outside, so there is another metal Krishna sitting there, and when you close the eyes, this is the Krishna you see. So you better replace that deity with this Krishna. The outside and inside should be matching. That's why everybody has a specific attraction for one deity, and that is the deity you should be concerned about. The deity is not for the show, it's for sadhana. Same, just the same thing, just as I am showing in the photograph with the deity. Just as the other day when I asked Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, the one picture of Prabhupada which is like behind you, do you worship? He said, no, that's not a deity. For worshipping, that is your Prabhupada. That is your Krishna. That is your Gaurkishora. That is your 6 Goswamis. Which one is the original photograph of 6 Goswamis? The answer is none. And the answer is all of them. Does Krishna actually looks like? Is a foolish question. Actually, not foolish questions. Questions are never foolish. Actually, answers are foolish generally. Questions are always good. That's why you need to know the Brahma Samhita. There it gives the answer. Advaitam Achyutam is one without a second. What is the second line? Anadi Anantarupam. Then what is the Krishna then? That is the Achintya. Remember the definition of Achintya Shakti Krishna? Kartum, Akartum, Anyatya Kartum, iti Samartham. That Krishna, your Krishna, is your personalized Krishna. My Krishna is bluish black. My Krishna is white. My Krishna is black, Shama, like Jagannath. That is your Krishna. That is the Krishna you meditate and you serve all your life, and that is the Krishna you meet when you leave this body, or even before you leave this body, when you attain prema. Now understand why every gopi was dancing with his Krishna in the Ras Leela. That is the meaning. It is not that Krishna has, like, like he is now showing some magic. Everybody is dancing with his Krishna. Dvaitam, Achyutam, Anadi, Anantaram. Of contradictions. Adyam Purana Purusham. This is the first one, Puran Purush. But then the next line, Navayovanam cha. What nonsense. If he is Puran Purush, how can he be Navyovan? That is called Krishna. So that is the practice. When I am practicing worship, so I have the deity, and that is the meditation I'm bringing as a matter of practice. Now the neophyte will say that, oh, when I go to Madan Mohan, that is not my Krishna. Oh, that may not be your Krishna, but that is Krishna. As happens with the neophyte, you tell them something, they're like, oh, but these are not Krishnas. Now, may not be your Krishna, but is Krishna. That's why when Madhavendra Puri was bringing the sandalwood, then who we call Srinathji was actually Madan Gopal. He told him, go to this temple, Khichur Gopinath, and offer all the chandan. Why? Krishna, yeah, this is non-different from. That's why all these deities which you see all around the world, those who are being worshipped by the devotee with love, that is the condition. They are what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati used to call them. He would never say deity installation. He won't use the term deity installation. He would say Krishna manifestation of worship. Manifestation of worship. That's what he would say, because that's exactly what it is. That is the absolutely correct explanation or definition of what's happening here. Sheba Prakash. You will say Seva Prakash. That was not that form of Krishna, just like this photographs. This Krishna was not there before 1970. This Krishna came in 1970. Seva Prakash. This Krishna was there in Golok Vrindavan. Manifested before my eyes, our eyes, 1970. This Krishna manifested in 21st century. Is there in spiritual world. Manifested now. That is the meaning of deities. And that is the meaning of service. And that is the service of meditation we do. It's not a PowerPoint presentation going on in the mind. Okay. That is the routine, as Vaibhavaji perfectly pointed it out. Okay. I see so many hands flying, and it's almost 9:30. Tell me what you want me to do. Okay. That's one down. That's one down. Okay. Vishakha and Harshika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I have a question from the Klesha Agni part. If it's okay to ask now, then I should
Go
go.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. तो प्रभु जी आपने हमें बताया था कि there are three causes of suffering. पापम बीजम एंड अविद्या. तो पापम में जो है we have two kinds of sinful activities. Aprarabdha and prarabdha. One that are manifested
Yes.
and one that are not manifested. The one that are
Yes.
not manifested yet, that is aprarabdha. That
Hmm.
leads to the sinful propensity, that is kutam. And that kutam
Yes.
starts producing the effects of a seed, that is bijam, sinful desire. And that
Fair
sinful
enough.
desire again goes
Perfect.
to the sinful activity, and then we perform the act, and then it gives
Yes.
us the manifested reaction, that is prarabdha.
Yes, and again the kutam also.
And again the
Don't
kutam.
forget that.
Then
Yeah, the cycle doesn't stop.
I wanted to ask that Prabhupada has mentioned in the book that there are four effects of the sinful reactions.
Yeah.
The one that are not fructified yet, the one that is lying as a seed, the one that is already mature, the one that is almost mature. Then
Yes.
I want their कि जो है ना
The
कि इनमें
almost
से
mature is
kutam-
bija. The almost mature is bija. Already matured is prarabdha. Not manifested is aprarabdha. And the last one is kutam.
seed. Seed is kutam, the one lying as a
No,
seed.
seed is bijam. That is lying
But
is kutam. What is lying is kutam. Which is almost manifest is bijam.
that almost mature is bij.
Yes.
And something that is lying is kutam.
Kutam. Because it has not started yet.
But it's written as that lying as a seed. Then it
As a
then
seed
it
is
would be
not
bijam
seed.
or kutam.
As a seed is not seed.
Okay. As a seed is
As
not
a
the
seed
seed.
is giving an analogy. But the analogy is causing is the cause of the confusion. I understand that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. All right. Keshavi Jayadamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Harshika Mataji wants to
Yes.
say something.
Okay.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी मैंने ग्रुप में मैसेज किया था एनओडी के लेक्चर्स की स्लाइड्स का, तो आपने स्लाइड्स नहीं भेजी अब तक.
मैंने आपको बोला था आपको मुझे बार बार याद कराना पड़ेगा. मैंने
हाँ विशाखा ने भी
ढीठ
मैसेज
आदमी
किया
हूँ.
था.
मैं थोड़ा ढीठ आदमी हूँ, मुझे आपको बार बार याद दिलाना पड़ेगा. सबसे अच्छा ये
ओके, फिर
रहेगा
से
कि
मैसेज
अगर सबसे अच्छा ये रहेगा कि अगर आप मेरे पर्सनल नंबर पर डायरेक्ट मैसेज डालो.
ओके
क्योंकि
ओके
जब ग्रुप में मैसेज जाते हैं तो कई बार मैं ग्रुप में मैसेज देखता नहीं हूँ, पता नहीं आपस में कर
ओके
रहे होंगे
ओके
बात.
ओके ओके थैंक
Okay. So I am a little more dull-headed, so you have to push me. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, Keshavi Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. So,
Mataji, no problem.
I don't know this question I should ask here, but I am little confused about the concept of Ishtadev in ISKCON. Like you explained that some devotees have attraction to some deity and they should meditate
You're not
upon
the
it.
only
So,
one. You're not the only one. Go ahead.
yeah, so should that be considered? Should that particular deity we are attracted to, we should consider them as our Ishtadev, or like if someone
The
is
idea of
attracted.
Ishtadev. See the idea. What do you mean by the term Ishtadev? Ishta means what? Ishta means that which we worship. The worshipable Lord. Ishta. So the Ishta certainly will be personal. That doesn't mean that it is not collective. It's just like a beautiful girl can be coveted by 24 boys. You see the same way. So the same deity can be coveted by thousands of people. But when he's coveting that deity, he is not coveting because others are coveting. Just like when 20 boys are after one girl, it's not that those boys are there because of the other 19. So your Ishtadev is because of your liking. So the liking, that which was just a liking, we start fanning it. And that fanning, that spark, it starts to produce a full blazing fire. That is the idea. Okay. So say, for example, Gopinath is your Ishtadev. Okay. So that is for your sadhana. But when you go to Govindev, you fall flat, knowing that this is Krishna. And that Govindev reciprocates you with you as just like as your Gopinath will reciprocate. That doesn't mean Govindev becomes Gopinath. That is called Mayavad. You see, these are the like finer prints in between the line things. Okay. Yeah. Please don't be. Please don't be. Thank you. Okay. So that's how it works. Okay. That's why one should not push devotees for particular deities. That's my opinion. I've seen these things in ISKCON. There's another of this. It's like so many. I don't know. You guys, at the end of the day, will you be more loyal to ISKCON? And now, after hearing me, you are more skeptical. I don't know. What am I doing? But certainly, these kind of things, just like pushing devotees to have a particular kind of deity. Somebody might be inclined to worship Radha Krishna. No, you must worship Gaurnitai. Somebody wants to worship Gaurnitai. No, you must worship Jagannath. Somebody wants to worship Jagannath. No, what is the wrong in having Krishna Balaram? It's idiots actually. Whatever deity I am going to worship, that is part of my sadhana. I have not become Siddha. It's just like I am comfortable with a plain bead bag. No, you must have a printed bead bag. Another one, no, you should not have any bead bag. You should have cloth for ends tied together and you keep it. You need a bead bag, Baba, to start it. That's the idea. Okay. So Ishtadev means whoever your heart goes to, and then you start fanning it by routine sadhana. This is it. And at some point in time, your Ishtadev might change. You may figure out, oh, not this, but this is where my heart lies. Because you are still a sadhaka. Then at some point in time will become fixed. When you will become fixed, that is called nishtha. What is getting fixed? It's not like fixing someone. Is the nishtha is getting fixed on the particular deity. Okay, so that's how it works. All right, so let's finish this with Prabhupada at the end. We already almost half an hour overtime. God, it's just like, what did I get myself into? Yeah, you see, read it, read this. 4858. It's a very important purport.
The story of
Go
the
on.
Brahman. The story of the Brahmana who worshipped the Lord within his mind, as related in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, or the Nectar of Devotion, should be consulted in this connection. If paraphernalia is not present physically, one can think of the items and offer them to the deity by chanting the mantra. Such are the liberal and potent facilities in the process of devotional service.
How can you just think of the paraphernalia and offer it? The answer is just as you can think of Krishna. Simple. If you can think of Krishna, you can also think of the paraphernalia. So that's it. We discussed glories of worship of the deities today. Offering feelingly prayers, 3 kind of prayers, Lalyam and Lalsamai. Aptitude towards suffering, Tatyanukampa, and the discussion of the South Indian Brahmana. Okay, let's finish with this. Shubham Prabhu, go ahead.
If one gives oral reception to the sound vibrated by great devotees and acharyas, that alone will give him relief from all material contaminations. If we hear from those who are actually self-realized, then the nectarian river, like those which are flowing on the moon planet, will follow into our ears. This is the metaphor used in the above verse.
So at the end of the day, the quality of devotee you are hearing from will affect you. And the quality of devotee will be determined by your own quality. If you want Krishna as your guru, then Krishna wants an Arjun for the disciple. So that's what it is. Okay, with that, we come to the end of today's section. You see the same photograph, the same classes. These are those nectar devotion classes Prabhupada is giving at Radha Damodar. It's the same picture. Okay, thanks to all the devotees. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my
Hare
blessings.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu.
To all the devotees, pranam.